again and welcome to Cup of Joe. As always, I'm your host, Jason McNeil. Now today on the show, we're going to talk about August 1st. And I want to talk about August 1st because I think a lot of people don't know the significance of the date. Now, most Canadians probably know it's a holiday. Many people in Ontario, even Toronto, for sure know that it's Caravana weekend. And we know that it's that holiday in August. I was walking around work just discussing the long weekend coming up. Does anyone have plans? What are people doing? And nobody could tell me what the holiday was. Nobody could tell. Everyone's like Civic Day. That's what we came to. The agreement came to by most of the people I spoke with was they thought it's the civic holiday that we have. So around the country, August 1st actually has a bunch of different names, which is another reason why you might not know what the significance is. So a little background. In the province of Ontario, we have recently renamed it to a more appropriate name, I think. But in Toronto, or in Ontario, we used to call it Simcoe Day. In Ottawa, it was known as Colonel By Day. In Burlington, it was Joseph Brant Day. And in Guelph, it was John Galt Day. If you go around the country, it is a national holiday, but if you go around the country, it's Natal Day in Nova Scotia, it's Regatta Day in Newfoundland, and in British Columbia, it's British Columbia Day. Now, what do you think is August 1st? What do you think the significance actually is? Well, in 2008, the Ontario government had a bill put forward by a PC member and a Liberal member to rename it, as it should be appropriately named, Emancipation Day. August 1st, 1834 is when the British colonies freed the slaves. And in the Caribbean, it's known as Emancipation Day. Coincidentally, that's why I probably grew up knowing it as Caravana Weekend Holiday, because the Caribbean culture is celebrated on the weekend of Emancipation Day. It's not a coincidence, right? I do feel like, especially with world tensions and tensions with racial divides, I feel like this is something we should be promoting. We should be pushing. Like, this is Emancipation Day. Let's celebrate that this is when we freed the slaves. Outside of having a low population of black people in Canada, I mean, it's like 3%. I live in Toronto. It's higher than that. It's not representative. 3% is not representative of, like, in urban centers, the amount of black people there. And also, outside of just black history, it's Canadian history, right? The Underground Railroad. The reason that slaves could come to Canada is because Canada, as a British colony, had ended slavery earlier. This is a big part of our history. And, even when it was Simcoe Day, I didn't know why. I suspect a lot of people don't know why. So that's what it is. August 1st is actually Emancipation Day. It's when the British colonies freed the slaves. And, for what it's worth, kudos to the Ontario government for changing the name to Emancipation Day. But where's the promotion, right? I didn't know they changed the name. I didn't know it was called Emancipation Day now. Did you guys know? Maybe you did. Maybe it was over my head. I don't know. But I feel like this holiday has been kind of passed over and overlooked and not really celebrated the way that it should be. It's a big thing. It's a big part of our history. It's a great thing. And, it's something we should be proud of. So I think we should celebrate Emancipation Day. I think it should be a federal thing. Justin Trudeau maybe could get on that. We could make it just across the board. Let's just call it what it is. It's Emancipation Day, when the slaves were freed. And happy holiday. I hope you enjoy it.